It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you are at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy this show about the great sport of geocaching. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can be part of the adventure tonight in the chat room and participate with others as they watch the show. If you are listening later, please give it a like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app so that you can get all of the weekly Geocache Talk goodness. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. The sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Big thanks to Derek, Baker Six Clan, for the graphics, and our new patrons, Amtron, Colin, and Cash Sleuth. All right, welcome aboard. Tonight, we're doing the Fs, as in Finland, which I'll start with the Mad Finn. Yossi is on the top of the list, Finland, and then a bunch of Florida folks. Love them all. B&J Bish, got to hang out with them last week at Cache Fest. They're a lovely couple and love them to death. So hopefully they're along for the ride tonight. Lori, aka Happy F33T3, Nicole, or B Genius, The Fours Awakens, Danielle, Valena, got to see Valena and hang out some at, again, Cache Fest. And so there you go. Thanks to all our patrons, not just our Fs, but all of our letters, for keeping the show on the air. And especially this week, because we had to pay a big old bill, Jesse. So it happens. We have to do that from time to time.
Yeah, we try not to think about it, but it does have to happen every once in a while.
It happened. So StreamYard bill came due for the year, and so the patrons took care of it. They keep the lights on, and there you go. So we wanted to obviously thank you, Jesse, for being along, my co-host. And we want to welcome our guests, Andy and Jim.
Hello.
How are y'all?
Good.
Good. Been good friends over the years, and we've got to do some shows about the Going Caching Mega, and we're going to talk about it tonight. And we're excited for 2024. Wow. So what for y'all now, we've done the sort of history of going caching, but for you guys, what number will this be for your going caching? Or have you been to all of them? I can't remember. I don't think you've been to all of them, right?
Oh, you talking to us?
Yeah.
We've organized all of them.
Yep.
Has it been all of them? Okay. I couldn't remember. It hasn't always been in Rome. That was the thing we've talked about before.
Right.
So
no, it started in 2010, and a good old friend of ours wanted to have an event in Savannah, and for us to help put that on and promote it. And so it's just the second year was mega.
Right.
And then 2013, we were FD Roosevelt State Park.
Okay.
In central or west, well, not central, but West Georgia, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we moved to Rome. Yeah.
Right. That's cool. And then the ones that have been in Rome have always been, well, all over the city. But I mean, as far as like the mega itself has been in that one park.
Yes.
Okay.
Ridge Ferry.
Ridge Ferry Park.
Right. Which is great. That park, to me, that park works perfect. I know logistics can always be tricky. Jesse and I have worked on. we know what that can be like, but I don't know, Jesse. I think it's a perfect park for a mega.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole town is not tailor made. Obviously, the event came after that. But it's perfect because, you know, as we've talked about before, the town accepts it, and it's also set up perfect where you can get around town and do everything you need and go to places. And it doesn't. A lot of places you get kind of bunched up, traffic gets bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember traffic ever being an issue. You're able to get everywhere, and you know the town swells by an extra, 1,000 people or so for a weekend, and you don't notice it. There's always it because that's always the thing with megas, right? You want it to be in a new place, a cool place, or whatever that you haven't been. But at the same time, you go to a big city and you've got to deal with big city stuff. If you're down in the middle of Dallas, you're going to be dealing with traffic and everything else. So it's that perfect mixture of it's big enough, but not too big. So yeah, I thought it was great. I think it's great. The park and the whole city itself, the way it's set up, was great for a mega.
Yeah, well, we were concerned in the beginning that could we really bring people to Rome year after year? Because, like you said, we enjoy going to new places,
Mm-hmm.
but actually, it's become almost a homecoming for a lot of folks,
Mm-hmm.
and they've enjoyed coming to Rome all these years, and I think they'll enjoy it one more time. We're going to have a big one this year.
Oh,
yeah, it's so awesome. We'll get into sort of the nuts and bolts, but I guess we probably should get that out of the way, and we can go on. But I know a lot of people are sad, very sad. Put the DNF sad face up. But
oh yeah, I've gotten plenty of sad face texts and emails, and yeah.
Yeah. So this is, for those that don't know, this will be the last year for going caching, and I guess people are gonna, inquiring minds want to know whether was it there used to be a commercial back in the 70s. What about was it Secret or something like that? Inquiring minds want to know. So why are we hanging up the going caching mantle at this point?
We're tired. No.
Well,
trust me, we know that.
We've done going caching for 14 years now, and basically with the same group of people,
which is awesome.
And I can tell you, and nobody's getting any younger. This one, and Jim and I are both retired now, and really have other things we want to do while we still can.
Yeah, we want to go geocaching and go to more mega events and things like that.
And last year, it seemed like was one of our biggest going cachings. And so kind of like, well, let's, go out next year, have a grand finale and feel like we're going out on top. We haven't worn out all the themes yet. We're getting there. So, and we're super excited about this year's theme. We're having a lot of fun with it and the planning.
That's awesome.
I don't think anybody has anywhere to blame, for y'all wanting to have your own personal time. You've been contributing to the community for so long with this, and we talk about it all the time, but we like to let people know, and we talk about it when y'all are on here too, but going caching is not just like a week. For the people that are hosting going caching, that's what they're doing all year long. They may have a little bit of time off, but their geocaching year becomes getting ready for the next mega. And that does take over, and again, not from personal experience, because I've only been on the outside edges most of the time of this. Y'all are deep in the middle of it, right? Y'all put this huge event on, and it becomes everything you can do for a whole year, because you never have enough time to plan a big event. There's always more time you want. Right at the very end, you're like, oh, I wish I'd done this or that. And, and I would say this is the perfect way to end like a series, right? We see a lot of megas, they go on a little bit too long, or they fizzle out, or some controversy stops them. None of that stuff is at play here. And you get to go out, like you said, go out on top. Have an awesome one. Everybody enjoys every single one, right up to the last one, and then y'all get to have your life back and actually be geocachers again, which is, one mega a year is not geocaching, right? You need to get out.
That's right.
So
right off in the sunset.
That's going out on that high, going out on that top. That's an awesome way to do it. I'd rather see that for a mega than something didn't happen this year, or it couldn't happen and they're not going to go back. And, we've seen other ones that have gone away like that. And it's at least kind of a sad thing out there. So,
yeah, right. When we had our crew meeting and discussed, well, we think this will be a good year to, like we said, go out on top, and give the attendees plenty of notice. When we put the cache page up, we put a note at the top explaining, this would be the grand finale. And there is some sadness there, and particularly with the crew. As Andy mentioned, our crew's been together. Most of us have been since the beginning.
And it's more than crew; it's family for sure.
Right. And boy, you talk about like-minded individuals. That's the beauty of our crew is everybody's been in it 100%, and it's been a big part of their lives individually. But when we did talk about it, there was a few tears, but then you start seeing relief, creep into their thought process.
There were a couple of them were like, thank God.
Yeah, it's about time.
Ready to retire.
But most of them are, so many of them expressed how they didn't want to quit on us.
Right.
And we just love them more for that. That you just, you can't imagine how close this whole bunch is.
Oh yeah.
But they were, a lot of us are just, ready to put a nice bow on it, have one big blowout party, and then, have other adventures.
That's what I really appreciate about the crew this year is how much everybody's like completely on board to, okay, this is going to be the best ever. We're putting it all in, and it's going to be a true grand finale, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Something we talked about before the show started, and something you mentioned, Andy, was just that, one of the things people don't realize is when you really focus on putting in a full week of great events, the side events or in my opinion, because I spent a lot of time on them, but they need a lot of it, really need attention, because you don't want just, not that others don't, but you don't want just meet and greets, leading up to the mega. You want to do you want to do some cool stuff, and we're going to talk about some of those tonight. But you want you want the whole week to be memorable, and not just the mega. So, in fact, we just got back. We just finished up Cache Fest, and something that I worked hard on and I roped Jesse into, which was Night at the Noble, which was our interactive adventure lab, which I think a lot of people hadn't seen an interactive adventure lab before. So I wanted to share tonight a couple photos from that. And I know y'all have looked into adventure lab or interactive adventure labs as well.
Well, we had so much fun at the one. The first one we had was you guys in Memphis. We had so much fun. We came home and said, "Hey, how can we incorporate that in our things?" And so during our Friday night event with the play, we now run an adventure lab. As
awesome.
So we got that great idea from you guys.
We appreciate that. So here's two ugly guys right here. Let's see those guys. Whoa, look at those guys.
What's in your wallet?
Yeah.
So there's Jesse and I. And for those that didn't get to go, the way we worked it was the answer to the adventure lab is on that giant bone. And you had to really negotiate with Jesse and I to be able to see what was on there. So some people let us take their glasses temporarily, and we'd let them look at the bone. I think the most clever one, Jesse, is we had people bring us pictures of Bic lighters, and we would go, "Oh yeah, this is perfect." So,
well, that was because rule number, was it 118? Do not give fire to the Neanderthals. That was their hint.
That was their hint.
The way around it.
Do not give fire. So anyway, and then
stop torturing people. Get that ugly photo off there.
Sorry. Okay, let's do this one instead. This is Big Head Todd.
That was pretty neat too. Yeah.
So Big Head Todd, he was. I know I don't have a picture with me tonight but he stands about 6 feet tall with the podium. And anyway, it was great fun. It was fun to make him. That was a lot of Amazon boxes and hot glue and paint to make him, but he was great fun. And so
it looks like it would weigh about 1.5 tons.
It's hollow though, so it didn't weigh anything.
Yeah.
But he was trackable too.
Here, somebody, it's a long one, but I wanted to put it up there because they've attended. You may not recognize the name.
Oh wow!
They've attended every single going cache, every single event. So there's a lot of people that made this a regular part of their year.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small handful too that have been to everyone.
Yeah. Oh, that is awesome.
At least one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a Leaper 54. And she's great. And she was almost fairly local.
Till she moved
the Atlanta
to New
area.
Hampshire.
And now they retired, moved to New Hampshire, and she still comes every year. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll get into the side events in a minute. I want to first start with a couple items. Because I asked before the show, it's like, I know this is going to come up in the chat room. They want to know when the store will be open. So soon, right?
Yes. Yeah. We, in fact, this afternoon, I think we worked out the final details that we were missing. And so now we can get the online store
awesome
very soon.
But one item is available now on the website, which are the cash cards. And for those that don't know, you can make your own trading card, your own baseball card, as it were, or whatever sport car you want to think about. But I do have mine here to show people. So in case they're wondering what a cash card is, I've got one from a few years ago. This is my going caching card from the Roaring 20s. Is it Roaring 20s? Yeah. So that was the year going caching. Ironically, holding the plaque that got taken, but is going to be replaced. So happy for that. I did not take it. That's prior to being installed. In case people are wondering why I'm holding it and it's not on the wall. Jesse and I were there.
Now we know Gary stole it. That's what happened.
No, that's prior to it being installed. And the back's really cool too. It's got all sorts of info you can put on there. Cache since 2006. It's got info you can put in your cache motto, most memorable cache, favorite caching achievement, and it's got a discovery on it. So that's really cool.
I don't remember, how long have the caching cards been part of going caching?
Since 2011.
Yeah, that was the first year
we went
mega. That was our second. We called it going coastal when it was in Savannah. But that was the year we went mega. And Andy came up with this idea, and again we were wondering, is this anything that people are going to be really interested in? And it took off like crazy, and now there's 300 and something.
There were 320 some in last year's selection, and we're going to top that this year.
Yeah. So that is awesome.
So it's been and part of wrapping up going caching is wrapping up going caching cards, because the work that Andy in particular, she pretty much she does all the art single-handed and the processing of it all. And then we have Cache Card Weekend, and as many of the crew members show up at the house for the whole weekend, and we put together the packs that people get in their registration packages, put all those together, and it's like 6,000 packages of 10 cards. And one of those is a puzzle piece, and you know how. But
it takes 20-some people 3 days to put those packs together.
Wow! We completely cleaned the furniture out of much of our house and just set up tables.
It's crazy.
And get after it. Wow.
Yeah.
What's cool too is the trading. You know, the people are always looking for, because they're numbered. I mean, this one happened to be, that year was 147, but you know, I know when I was there, and y'all really facilitate the process for people to complete a set. You know, that's just a lot of fun. It's fun kind of watching the process as well, as people get excited about, you know, running into somebody who has a certain number, like, oh, I need that number. I was thinking earlier, speaking of, I'll tell you who gets excited, who really gets excited. And that is, where is she? Let me find her in the chat. Oh, there she is. Emily Renee.
Hey, Emily.
She gets fired up, boy. And it is a lot of fun with certain cachers. Her and her mom are this way, and there's others too, but they come to mind because they are all in. When it comes to going caching, they're all in. They want it all, you know, and it's cool. I'm more of a social cacher. I want to, yes, there she goes. There's Emily. Her mom's a GC card secretary. That's perfect.
That's great.
But you know, it's an idea that fits in perfect with geocaching, though, because we're
closer.
Yeah. Look, there you go.
To the camera. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
There she is.
There she is.
Hard.
Well,
there she is.
Geocachers will go to great lengths to complete a list, or list people, or complete a set, or whatever else. You know, that's half the game is about that. So when you have a defined set of anything, cachers will go around the world to complete it, right? So those cards work out perfect because you have a chance to make a whole set, and they'll do crazy things. Then you've added something new. You've dangled a new carrot in front of somebody that.
Yeah, and
we may try to deny it, but it's true. We complete lists. That's what we do.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the list, Andy puts a complete list with the numbers, you know, of all the cache cards in this year's set. She puts that list in our event program, so people can use it, you know, like a checklist. You just check them off as you get them.
And then it's off to the races from there. People, it amazes me what geocachers will do after that point.
Yeah, there's full sets at HQ. Too.
Oh, wow.
A lot of the lackeys get cards.
Jeremy, Brian, and Signal have had a card done every single year since 2011.
Wow, that's awesome. Yes, that is awesome. And y'all have done. There's several things, and we'll get into the chronological. We'll get into the events here in a minute. But one thing I also wanted to point out was that there have been a couple things that you guys do that I think are just genius. And if I obviously haven't said it enough, everybody needs to go get it on your schedule. You've got to go this year. Make it happen. But one thing that y'all did, and I don't know if y'all have done it every year or you've done it a few years, I don't know, but I just remember there was one year when there were these you get a what am I trying to say?
Button?
Let's see if I got one.
I think he's talking about the buttons, but you know, this makes you
get a pin, you get a button, but the button is like, it's got a match to it. And so people would go around. I thought I had one, but that's okay. You get the idea. Little pin, little button. And people will then try to match up. I mean, very simple thing, but still it's kind of a great icebreaker for people to kind of, you know, get to meet people. And I mean, obviously I'm sure it's been done in various formats, but I think I think it was a genius thing for y'all to do that. So
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have a crew member that actually does all of those. I Hunt for Fun. She has a button maker and does all those. And yeah, was designed just from the social aspect. A lot of our parts of our event are designed to make people work together and get to know each other. I remember when we first started caching, we were scared to meet another geocacher. And now it's like the best part of our life is knowing other cachers. So if we can facilitate that with other people, it's awesome.
No, the way those buttons work, each year is a different design based on our theme, and there's slight differences. A different color of something, or this figure is holding a sword, and this one might be something else. And but anyway, there's 2, 4. How many is it?
I think there's.
Is it 4? I think. Well, anyway, there's a handful that match. And if you find one of your matches, you both come up to the prize table, spin the wheel, and win a cool prize.
That's awesome.
The thrill is finding your match. I mean, the little prize. I mean, it's fun, but the real fun is actually hunting for your match.
Yeah. It's kind of like the thing about geocaching. It's usually just the hunts, the hunts, the prize, So and we'll talk about it here in a minute, because I want to get into the various nights. So the one thing too, I think first night is really Wednesday, October 2nd. And that's when there's pickup, where you package pickup. And one of the things is that right? Did I mess it up?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yes.
We're good? Okay, cool. One thing about that I want to let people know, one, you need to buy a package, because you're going to really miss out. It's not like other megas where you could sort of just show up and, not really, like, you're like, I don't want coins, so I'm not going to buy a package.
Just swag. It's more to it than just swag.
Yeah, it's more to it than just coins. You want all you want all the cool stuff that's in there. Because every year there's a lot of great stuff in the package. And to be honest, and again, it comes to my social butterfly thing, is that you want to go to the package pickup because you get to meet so many people. And that's the part of the fun is getting to see everybody for package pickup. So there's always good stuff in there. I guess let's kind of step back for a second as far as the puzzles. And I know, Jim, you've got a lot of various things you do for puzzles. Is it going to be similar this year as far as like the shirt's a puzzle and yeah.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the shirt. Short answer, no, we do not have for the first time since 2013, we're not doing a pre-event puzzle t-shirt this year. We are going to do some other fun things, but we're trying to put more of our energy and time into some of the things that are going on during the Wednesday to Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, cool.
That it'll be a broader appeal to all attendees, and not just the ones that got the shirt ahead of time.
Okay, cool.
It was. I know people love doing the shirt, and for people that don't know, that was our initial fundraiser, and it was also an advertising vehicle for us, because if you wore the pre-event shirt,
wearing my whatever year
to other events and uploaded your picture on our Facebook page, you were entered into a really nice drawing.
Yeah.
And there's on the front and usually on the back, sometimes it was on the inside of the shirt even, and UV ink. But there's a puzzle built into that.
Yep.
And then that would lead you to a particular place during the mega event on Saturday. where you would get the final clue, then that would take you to a cache that was hidden.
Yeah.
But it got incredibly competitive over the years, and people took a lot of pride in being the ones that got the FTF on it. So
yeah, no, that's
But
awesome.
I think, we haven't talked about this year's theme too much, but we
No,
kind of
let's
have.
do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Segue
Go for it,
that.
Andy.
Let's do the
There
theme.
you go.
So it's a 1940s film noir inspired theme called Detective
it.
Story.
Yep.
And the famous geocaching thief, Carmen Can has shown up in Rome, and she's been going around and stealing relics of past going cachings. So it's sort of like kind of runs through everything is sort of this trip down memory lane. We're going to revisit a lot of things that have happened in the past. There'll be a lot of memories for people, memories for us, the crew as well. And so where was I going with this? We were talking about the theme.
Yeah.
And that's going to kick off on the Wednesday night thing. But we're putting a lot of energy into doing like Jim was saying about doing the memory lane.
Yeah.
Thing.
Love it. Yeah, and so we'll get into Thursday on in a minute, but one thing I wanted to ask also is when you pick up your package on Wednesday, one of the things I really liked, there's a couple things that, well, there's tons, but there's a couple that come to mind about that. One was one of the years, I don't know if y'all have done this again since, but one of the years you had a piece of paper. I remember this was the year of the Roaring 20s, I think, which was it had the truck on the piece of paper, and it had spots for bootleg booze, and so you would go to these various places in town, and you'd get stamps, and you'd take the stamp, and you would sort of fill out you'd fill out the bottles on the back of the truck, and then you'd turn it in. You'd get a special coin for that. Are y'all doing something similar with places this year for that, or?
We are. It's called the Purloined Coin Caper Challenge.
Oh, nice.
And there's a geocoin and a path tag. There's going to be different levels of points this year that you can do.
So that's I noticed that's when we're moving over to Thursday. You've got an event sort of that's centered around that.
Yes, that's the kickoff where
cool.
It's that morning, 9 o'clock, I think. Yeah. And
9 to 11.
Let me say back on package pickup. Wednesday night is our first package pickup, but if you can't make it Wednesday, we have a package pickup going Thursday morning. There's a Friday morning.
Yep.
And even Saturday you can pick up, if you can only come, and I hope you can make it, more than as many days as you can. But if you can only come Saturday, you can certainly pick up your package then too. So we have plenty of package pickups scheduled every one of the days.
Y'all
but
are
anyway,
great. You are great.
Thursday morning is the Purloined Coin Caper Challenge. We love those alliterations, but they're hard to say. They're fun to read, but Purloined Coin Caper Challenge, right? And then Thursday evening is our world famous flash mob parade down Broad Street, which is a hoot. That's a lot of fun. And
that's Thursday night.
Yeah. And we've got a couple other events or activities, we'll say, Thursday night.
Thursday after the parade, we will have the pub crawl again.
Yep.
For those that get tickets for that. And also, again, this year, the Rome Little Theater, which is in the historic DeSoto Theater, is doing a special performance of A Play Gone Wrong, which is a murder mystery comedy. And nice. So cashers will have that opportunity to purchase tickets to go that night to see that. And some people actually tried to get the pub crawl and the play in. But definitely it's nice to have the option for those that don't want to go on the pub crawl. And so that's a pretty cool thing. And I'm excited to see that show. We're going to have to go the next weekend after that.
Right. Yeah. The pub crawl again is, even if you don't do the pub part, if you don't, I mean, you need to buy tickets if you're going to, go and do that part. But the great thing is that it gets everybody out in the community, and people are walking and seeing folks, and people, a lot of times people dress up. I had a tie that lit up, so it was, I was trying to make made it into a real big party thing. But that is just a fun night of just getting out and seeing everybody. And it is something to see when a community really embraces the geocaching community. And so that is something that I think many people who have never been to like going caching, it doesn't really come into their conscience about really the community is part of it. And it's like, yeah, not only do they know about geocaching, they're like excited about
definitely. They play right along with us. Yeah, they have a blast. A lot of the businesses on Broad Street, and which are a lot of they're our friends. And I always say that we first 2014 brought this thing to Rome, and they knew we were what we were doing, but we started saying, well, would you like to play along with us? And they're like, well, I don't know, and things. And now they can't wait. They just, in fact, new places are contacting us, all the time. We want to play. We've heard about it, and we want to play too. So we are so happy and blessed that, our community has just embraced this thing like we never thought possible. And
it's very obvious when you go around town. It's the week that geocaching is not a secret, because everybody knows what's going on, and there's jewelry and like pastries and everything that's geocaching related. And it's there's a couple ways that people generally enjoy a mega. There's the kind of cachers that come in, take a box, and try to saturate the county and get every cache they can be. Like, they're going caching for that week. They're not really going caching at a mega, right? And then there's the people that come in like Gary and I do very little geocaching during a mega week. I get a mega, I get some labs, because there's always labs around, but I enjoy every one of these little events. And yours, like going caching, is perfect for that, because you can really, while you're doing the pub crawl, you're not getting 50 caches an hour. You're just hanging out and talking to people and enjoying it and dressing like a goofy person and doing all this fun stuff. And I think now you can do both, because there's tons of caches there all the time too, right? But I think it's for people that like to really enjoy the side events and stop and talk and play and visit people they've been talking to online for the last year. I think it's a really good mega for that. Now, obviously, if you're the kind of person, which I'm not, that just wants to zip in town and like sign your name to everything that exists and move on, there's tons of stuff for that too. But I think this is even better for people that really want to enjoy all the hard work that's gone into creating like a vacation 4 or 5 day experience.
That's a great point, Jesse. I agree.
Tom pointing out, says you get a few caches an hour that will be memorable. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can't beat the times that you spent at events and stuff like that, where you're just playing and goofing off and, whatever you're doing, you're still getting caches, of course, because you're a cacher, but it's not a power run. It's not a power trail. It's a mega event. There's two different things for me personally, anyway.
Yeah. And then something else that I just love, and I appreciate what y'all do to do it, which is the Friday night, this year it's the WGEO Murder Mystery Radio Hour, right? For the event,
Yes.
the stage show.
Yeah, exactly. We Friday night we have our vendors out there, and the thing kicks off at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And around 8 o'clock, we say 8, but at 8 o'clock we do a stage show, a play.
Yeah, a play.
And I got a kick out of it when we found out that the title of the Rome Little Theater's production, a play gone wrong. A play gone wrong. I said, we do that every year, you know. But all of our actors are crew members and special guests and a few regular geocachers. This year, Brian Roth is going to be in the play with us. He's coming to the president of Geocaching HQ, but he's going to be in it. A couple other lackeys are going to be on stage with us, and it is, if you've not seen it, you just come. I can't really explain it, but it's a crazy night. I write the silly thing, and it fits our theme, and explains a lot of what we were trying to, the story that we're telling, beginning Wednesday night, throughout the whole days. So once you see the play, hopefully you have a good understanding what's going on, and it prepares you for a lot of the activities on Saturday then, by having the knowledge of who the characters are this year, what the backstory is and things.
Yeah, the play is actually going to be a 1940s radio hour.
Yeah,
and it's a murder mystery on the radio, and then there'll be a murder mystery in real life. Yeah. So it's going to be mistaken identities, and
so we have real detectives, and then we all have actors that play detectives on the radio. So
funny,
good setup for a conflict. Right?
I love the interaction between the two. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
And we were talking about adventure labs. We run an adventure lab throughout the thing, so that as you're paying attention, the keywords or the answers to the labs will be revealed throughout the play.
That's great.
Perfect. God, that's a great idea. Oh yeah.
Now besides the parade, that live action theater is the thing that stands out for me the most out of the whole event. I was shocked before I saw the first one. I was like, how good is this going to be with just a bunch of geocachers? It's like, oh, is this going to be bad? It was awesome. It was so much fun. You don't expect it to be perfect because it's geocachers involved with it, right? But it's not. There's some professionals in there, obviously, but
we guarantee to make you laugh one way or the other.
It does, 100%. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. We're not Laurence Olivier by any means, but
right.
You will laugh one way or the other. You'll laugh with us or at us.
Yes, but, and the going caching crew players will find a way.
Oh yeah,
they get creative in getting the audience to laugh. Yeah,
but and the crazy thing is, we're performing for 1,000+ people out there, and most of us anyway have learned, like, stage fright. What's that? You just go out there and make a fool of yourself. It'll work, so
the funny part about that is you plan so well for it that you can then take advantage of any kind of ad lib or things that are not part of. So
did he say plan well for it?
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
There's one rehearsal, Gary.
Yeah.
I know, but there's some pre-planning, let's put it that before the rehearsal. Yeah. It is a trip. It really is. It's a wild night, and I love the wildness, but yet, like you said, the past few years, there are some good juicy bits of info that you want to get from it. So I love that you got both. The going cache
tied in very fluidly.
No, that's perfect. And then that leads us sort of into and I've seen some questions. Let me throw those in I'm going to star a couple of questions, Jesse, for us to get to.
I've seen a few of them in there. I mean, if people are asking the typical things, which we know we're going to get to anyway. How do they get to the volunteer info? How do they support? I know we're going to get to that as we go through it. You can't have a mega without volunteers, right? So.
Right. Yeah. We rely on a lot of volunteers. Actually, this volunteer sign up will be out probably sometime in September. Very early September.
Mm-hmm. Right. Awesome.
Not very far. Not very long away.
No, not long.
Don't. You got time, Jesse.
See, look, no matter how much time you have for a mega, you're going to need more time. So
yeah, always.
Y'all been doing this so long now. I mean, y'all got it down to a science, but it's still chaos every day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's clockwork for them. They don't have to think twice about it.
Yeah. They've got it perfect. They can close their eyes and do it now, right?
Close your eyes and do it. Yeah, it just runs itself now.
There's no stress about anything being shipped on time. There's nothing misses. Nothing's going to happen.
Nothing like that.
It's perfect at this point. Y'all are perfect. Just let everybody believe that y'all are perfect.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Yeah. Never let them know. Never let them see you sweat. So that brings us, I think, to Saturday, which again, there's a lot that goes into everything, but many people are always wanting to know about the mega. So let's talk a little bit about, again, we're going to be back at Ridge Ferry Park again, which I love. We talked about how to me, it's such a great setup. The way you guys set that up is perfect. Then there's going to be the escape room is coming back again. Is that right? Okay, cool.
Yes,
that's great.
Nice. I like the I like the layout. You got your vendors, you've got your spots for food trucks, you've got places for people to sit and talk. You've got your Jesse did a talk in that area over there, different talks the gym. You usually do your puzzle one over in that little area, and then you got the stage, and then you've got a spot for people to queue up to do the escape room. So for those that have never been, we probably need to take a moment and explain how the escape room at Going Caching works.
Okay. Usually there, earlier we talked about the trading card packs.
Right.
Well, in every one of those packs is actually a puzzle piece, and then there's also bonus character cards. And some of the character cards, anyways, okay. So put the puzzle together, and it gives you locations to go to with your character cards.
Okay.
And then when you get to those locations, you're looking for an item. This year's that's really a fun item, and the coin is actually a tool.
Okay, cool.
No,
you're good.
Yeah, it's a tool to be used to help you access the stamps, and you stamp those cards. And then on Friday or Saturday during the hours the escape rooms are open, you go get in line with your stamped cards, and you get to gain entry. And the cool thing is, as you've gone around, you've actually learned maybe a few tips or hints or things that will help you in the escape rooms.
And in the play Friday
night. And then in the play Friday night.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, there's you can do it Friday or Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
The escape room. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they some people I've been, I wouldn't say corrected, but augmented what I was mentioning. She mentioned they start on Friday. But yeah, so Saturday, and then somebody asked, did I highlight it? About oh, here we go. Karen asked about, are there going to be more food trucks this year? I've
got 2, and then the third that's not food, the cotton candy people.
Oh, nice.
the thing is, there are 13 restaurants within a half-mile walk of Ridgeberry Park. So we didn't really, if we were more remote, I would feel more like we needed them. But I think because there are so many restaurants so close by, it's a convenience for people that just don't want to leave the park.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. It's a fine balance between the two of them for sure. Yeah, Emily's mentioned about how it all connects. Yeah, I always appreciate that everything sort of ties together is kind of cool. So
I think that may be, it's hard to say what the defining element of going caching is. And we keep bringing up new things, the cards and the escape rooms and the play and everything else. But really, I would say that might be the defining element. It's how everything just so from the very beginning all the way through, and like, or even in past years, like the pre-event stuff, all of it flows perfectly and everything is done. It's not like we have this here and we have this here and we have this here. Everything is done. I'm assuming you script it all out, but like everything is done to make it's one solid event all the way through. You're picking up stuff all along the way. It's not like a scattershot deal.
Right. We do try really hard to do that. We're basically trying to tell a story across all the days. And so, yeah. And all of the, like the package items, the coin, the path tags, these are game pieces. I mean, they're very nice for your collection. Yeah. But you're going to use those while you're here. Now you can hook up with someone. If you come, you don't have to buy anything, and you can go around as a group, have a blast, and have all the fun. But if you really enjoy, getting your own hands on the key that opens a special box, for you to get something and move on, it could be the coin, it could be even the program is a tool. It's a game piece in itself, because there's stuff in there that you will need access to. So, and we do try to make that point of it. You just need access. You don't have to buy your very own. You can work as a team. We love it. Go for it. But
people are very willing when you walk up to just let you jump in and work with them, and they don't know you from anybody from beforehand, and they'll just let you jump in and
and
by Sunday, go, here, we're doing this, and I'm like, I don't even know what we're doing. They're like, yeah, that's okay, we'll figure it out. And quickly you make new friends like that.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and by Sunday you're best friends.
Yeah. And I want to make sure that you kind of covered a second ago, but I always try to make sure I say this when we go over going caching, because it sounds like so much. You can be a brand new, you don't have to be an advanced cacher. You don't have to be a crazy puzzle hound. You can come in and your first, it could be one of your first things you've done, events you've attended. You can still have a blast. So you don't have to be caching for 10 years and be good at puzzles. You can be terrible at puzzles and still enjoy this. So it's for everybody. Now, the ones that are good at puzzles, they go crazy, obviously. But if you're brand new, you don't even puzzle cache, whatever else, you can enjoy all the fun. You don't have to figure everything out. You can sit and just enjoy the play without figuring anything out. You can just go and enjoy all this stuff. So it's not, we're talking about everything being a theme and a story, but it doesn't have to be complicated for you. That's if you want to do all that stuff. So you can just come in and just have fun.
Yeah, that is I guess probably our primary goal is we want you to socialize, but mainly you can make this whatever you want it to be. Yeah. If you enjoy working alone and doing things, that's great. If you want to just go, and we have a lot of caches that are not puzzle related. Yeah. If you want to do that, that's great. We've got some, there's some beautiful places around Rome that people enjoy seeing. That, I mean, it's not geocaching related, but there's a lot of history here in Rome, Georgia.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
Some really cool shops. I think we've got more than our fair share of really good restaurants. Yes. So there's a lot to do here. Besides, that's a great point, Jesse, about we enjoy telling the story and having things for you to solve, and we want you to feel like a genius. You figure this out and you think, I did it. It's a wonderful feeling. I love it. But then there's so much more too. So we hope anybody would come and particularly with this being the last one, but just come and make it whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, and I've done both, and I want to encourage people. I'll tell you real quick what I did, and hopefully this will encourage folks that are sort of maybe on the fence. But the first year I was able to come. I was not able to secure the time off that I needed. I showed up on a Friday, with Jesse and the CFO was there and others. It was the year we did the Pirates there, Jesse.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I showed up. I didn't have a packet. I didn't have any of that. And we, I had my pirate outfit, and we did a geocache talk from the pirate ship with Joshua, and it was great fun. And I tell you, it was a wonderful time. Then I did the one with the Roaring 20s, where I came in early. I came in on like Tuesday or whatever, and was able to, my son was able to be with me for a good portion of that week. He actually worked during the day, and he'd go to the events at night, and it worked out fabulous. So what I want to encourage people that are out there, they're like, I can't come on Wednesday. I can't get that much time off. Just come Friday night through Sunday. I mean, I did that one year, and I had fabulous, incredible time.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you can show up on a Thursday night and catch part of the week, or if you can come for the whole week, by all means, please come for the whole week. But I don't want people to feel like they can't have an incredible time if they can't get the time off to be there for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, because I want, and then also I don't want to just like Jim said, if you want to do part, some, or all of it's available. You're gonna have a great time doing part, some, or all. I mean, whatever you can do or want to do, you're going to be. It's going to be a tremendous time for folks. So,
and you can take it a step further than that too. So, as Larry mentioned earlier in the chat room, we just kind of flew by it, but Rome's a cool place anyway. So if you have somebody that you're bringing with you that's not a cacher, which I don't know why you'd hang out with them, but let's say that you have to, you're married to them or something, and you have to bring them along. There's tons of fun stuff to do in Rome outside of going caching. Other times of the week, if you're a cacher, you do too. But there's tons of cool stuff and museums and all kinds of fun things to see. It's a cool place. I've been through there during non-going caching times, and we had fun driving through there and having fun in the place. And so even if you have a non-cacher and you allow them to hang out with you, against my advice, they can still have some fun in town. So there's other stuff to do too. Yeah.
And I think some people don't know, but many of the exterior shots for Stranger Things are filmed in Rome, Georgia.
Yes. Vecna's house is in Rome. So they just filmed very recently.
Yeah. They were filming just a month or so ago for the next season. I think is this the final season coming up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All the characters are getting too old now. They're not little kids anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Great place to shop and explore. Absolutely. There's like I said, my son, he likes geocaching, but he wants to do some other things. So he's a geocaching plus. So he doesn't, he wants to. And so, when I was busy, doing stuff for GTN, he was out taking photos and just, having a grand old time, and also caching. So, it's such a great thing. So, it's I guess maybe should point out, I guess most people know, but maybe not. I'll put it in the chat room. It'll be in the show notes, but it's goingcaching.com for the website. The GC, I'll put it, it's also in our show notes, but I'll put it out there too, as far as the mega page. I'll grab it real quick. While I'm grabbing that, what are some other things that we start to get toward the end? What are some things that we want to?
This Saturday night costume party.
Oh yeah, let's move on to Saturday.
How can you forget that? Like, I know there's so many fun things, and that was awesome too. But please tell us about that.
Yeah, it's something everybody looks forward to after all the cash and get dressed up and just have a big party. We have a DJ. We have bars open. Couple cash bars in there if you want to drink. They also have sodas. Right. And you just mix and mingle. We do our silent auction that night. Yep. And what's really fun and exciting is we secured a new venue this year.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
Yes.
The old venue was cool, but yeah, tell us about the new one.
Okay. It's in the historic Forest Hotel, which is at Broad Street and Fifth Avenue. In fact, it's called Broad on Fifth.
Okay.
And it's the old ballrooms. And so it's two big, huge ballrooms that are connected, which will be kind of cool that will be on the same level. The Vogue, the last couple of years, we've been on 2 levels.
2 levels,
This will be all on 1 level. It's a gorgeous facility. Yep. It's never been available before.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a historic, back in the day, it was a hotel. Mm-hmm. And and you can imagine this, turn of the century, I guess.
Yeah, grand ballroom.
Yeah, the ballrooms and everything. It's just beautiful. We're looking forward to this ourselves. It's going to be
cool. Yeah. Y'all have always found great venues. I guess we've been to, I've been to a couple of them. I think Jesse, the pirate one was at a different spot.
Yeah, that was at the forum on the
right. And then the other one I went to, and I guess you've been there for a couple of years now, which was for the Roaring 20s is on I call it Main Street. It's not Main Street.
Yeah, what are they Broad Street.
Broad Street is what they call it. Yeah,
that's at the Vogue. Yeah.
Right.
And we've outgrown that a bit.
Yeah. Always kind of spilled out onto the street anyway, but yeah.
Well, we started out by putting huge tent. They would block off that side street for us and we'd put up a huge tent. So if you got hot or wanted less noisy or less crowded,
right,
you could go out there and sit and hang out. But they've changed some of the ordinances downtown to where we can't block that street off anymore.
Gotcha.
This past year, we did not have that overflow area. And so it's a little crowded, but I mean, I think everybody still had fun, but it was we could use more room.
Awesome. Yeah. The Gumshoe Ball. That's awesome.
And I'm sure like every year, like there's people that show up in their Walmart costumes and there's people that they must be cosplayers or something because they go all out. Like they couldn't have, I shudder to think that like, maybe they made it just for going caching, or maybe they do it a lot because there were some elaborate, very well thought out, detailed costumes.
Well, we know several attendees who now they come every year, different theme every year. They've got like a costume closet, you know, just going caching stuff. So,
oh my gosh,
and we don't repeat usually. We've done pirates a couple of times, but we don't usually repeat. So there's not a lot you can, unless you're really good and creative to bring out an item you might have used last time.
Right.
Yeah, it's impressive.
So this year again, there'll be a lot of detectives. We know some people that are coming as the Scooby-Doo gang.
Nice.
Oh my gosh,
that's a great idea.
Who
a lot
else?
of Carmen's. Yeah, I've seen Nancy.
Carmen San Diego.
And people have been sending in their photos for their cash cards. As Sherlock Holmes. Then there's a lot of like the Sam Spade.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Columbo.
Perfect.
I love it.
That's so awesome. Yeah, definitely for those that are coming, give it extra time to think about. I'll never forget the guy. We were at the year that was the most recent year. It was Pirates, and he was dressed like a parrot, and he had a little pirate
on his shoulder.
I thought, wow, that
was great.
That one made me snort. I mean, I was laughing so hard to see a parrot with a little pirate figure on his shoulder.
The creativity, like it's enough to dress up as a pirate, but to take it to that next level is pretty funny.
Yeah, I noticed in the chat room somebody talking about they actually bring more than one costume. They do one for one for the parade, and then one for the Saturday night.
Yeah, that's not your typical mega.
No, that is smart to do, is to bring, if you have a couple, for sure. And think outside the box. I think it'd be, like you said, the Scooby-Doo thing would be incredible. The year that you did the Roaring 20s, of course, everybody's thinking Roaring 20s outfits. But the other one that I always think about was the guy that was dressed like he was going to the beach in the 20s.
Oh yeah, and he had it was almost like the Muscle Man swimsuit kind of thing. Yeah,
had his own little barbell he brought, and he looked like he was in with a handlebar mustache, like your hilarious. Typical. Yeah, that's awesome. Egyptian year was probably, I unfortunately didn't go to that one. The Viking was great too. I saw some great photos. I mean, I love when people really think about, like you said, like the various ones that people are thinking about for this year. So that is awesome. Yeah, it's a great time. And silent auction, that's something that we kind of have been doing some with Cache Fest, is where we auctioned off some of the items that we used during the week. For example, like Jesse and I's bone that we jumped around with, they auctioned that off. So I remember there've been years where you've had like creative caches that were used for some of the various stops, and you just turn around and then auction those off, which is great. So it helps pay for some of those things. So Brad's saying he's looking forward to the auction. So yeah, perfect. And then of course you wrapping things up. You'll have a final curtain call farewell event on Sunday, October 6th.
Yeah, the Saturday night thing, that's our big blowout, right? Everybody parties. And then Sunday rolls around, and I think it really sinks in. This is it. We're going home, and it's a great time. We give out the last of the prizes, stuff that, didn't get passed out, during the other events. So we get rid of those. We usually announce, we talk about what's coming next year, but this year we won't be doing that. And our host, or not host, our the official lackey, we've got probably 8 lackeys coming this year.
Yeah,
but cool. The official lackey, we always let them take the mic. And talk about their experiences and things. And of course, that'll probably be Brian this year, I guess, right?
And we're going to have a couple other guest speakers.
But so it's a fun morning, and then the crew gets busy tearing everything down, and then all of our attendee friends drive off into the morning sun, and it's over.
And we have to figure out how to empty out our 3 storage units.
Yeah.
This is the time, Andy.
We haven't thrown anything away. And so this year, we're gonna. So our silent auction is
it's gonna be big.
Lloyd's of London to help us out here. Or
Absolutely,
whoever that is.
This is the year this is the year, Andy, to have the "Everything Must Go" sign up. Everything must go. It's not going back into storage. So as Jen says, it's a really, really big auction.
We do have a lot of old swag in this storage unit and things. We're going to put some grab bags together where you can just, and for $10-20 you can get a bag that may have 4 or 5 old going caching trackables and a doodad of some kind.
Nice.
That's cool.
And but anyways,
so I guess
it's going to be a great one. There's so many people are going to attend. It may be too many people, but
I kind of panic about it's like, oh, we just had 10 Willow tens today. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, we've heard the G word,
Yeah,
Oh,
giga
gosh.
too much. It's like no.
No,
It's like that.
Yeah,
wave
yeah.
off.
We
wave
could
off.
not. We couldn't have the fun and games with that
No.
name at all.
No.
Even close.
right. You know, there's a certain size I feel like going caching works really well at.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we're gonna top that, and so we'll just do the best we can.
Yeah.
We're committed to make it, you know, a very wonderful going caching, very memorable, and we're gonna leave everybody laughing and crying.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Well, we're sort of at the end tonight. I guess let's take a moment, and we'll all kind of some final thoughts, and I'll go, and then Jesse, if you will, and then we'll let our guests give some final thoughts for everybody. But I am, as when I first heard there was the last one, I was sad, but then I completely understood. I understand that there always comes a time when it's time to let it go, and I have appreciated even the years I haven't been able to go. I've always been excited and appreciate you guys' enthusiasm, and always thankful that we can work out a time to have y'all on to talk about going caching, because it's near and dear to our hearts. Jesse and I have been able to go a couple times at least, and it's been extremely memorable, and I will miss it. But I have such great memories, as Albedo says. I have great memories, and have had such great times there. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to the culmination, but I'm also looking forward to you guys being able to sort of get to ride off into the sunset. So, so Jesse, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, same thing, right? Like you're going out on top for many, many years. This has been the mega that the yardstick that others are measured by a lot of times.
Absolutely.
You know, people try to not necessarily compare or copy, but they've got to y'all have kind of raised the bar. There's so much going on with this mega. I think it's super cool, and not everybody can attend all the time, but I think I love the way y'all are doing this. When you're going out with a bang, you're going to have this huge, awesome mega. Everybody's going to love it. It's going to be, it's a happy thing, not a sad thing, right? People will be sad because they miss part of it because they're used to doing it, but they're going to get to go and like just really celebrate with all the friends they've made it's a lot of regular attendees. I've noticed at this one, right? People come back. Like you said, you do it the same. So if you're not moving around each year, how do you get the same people back? Well, you put on an awesome mega and the same people come back, and people have gotten used to it, and they've gotten more elaborate with their costumes and the stuff that they do and their teams and creative. I mean, we don't have time to get in all of it, but like even the button thing, well, that's hard to do. So there's a Facebook group for it. I mean, people have like come up with ideas. There's a Facebook group on how you get to find your other people. Like cachers, you put cachers in a group and say, do this. They're going to come up with crazy ideas. And that's what they've done over the years because they've been coming back to it. So I think you're going to see a really cool family reunion blowout party this year. And I encourage anybody listening, anybody watching, if you've never been to one, especially, go before it's gone. But if you've been before, you definitely want to get this final capstone, awesome event. And there's just so much. We couldn't even begin to cover it here. But there's so much to this, I'd call a week of mega. It's going to be really cool. So I applaud you guys for the work that y'all put in for it. It's awesome.
Dang, y'all are making me want to cry right
I know.
now. I swear, no, reading the
Crying
chat
up
room and listening to you guys, and I've just like seriously decided I think I'm going to put a box of Kleenex into everybody's package this year.
David's saying any bets if Andy's going to cry. It's like,
Oh yes, no, it's already just the
thought.
crew too, like just working with them has been so incredible. The group of cachers that come to our event, the town itself, how much they've embraced geocaching, and how much the geocachers love Rome. It's just, it's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be tough.
And I definitely say we have the best attendees of any mega event we've been to. People just come and they're all in. And
Yeah.
you know, see, I am getting a little choked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, the crew, as Andy said, and the attendees, there is as important, if not more so, than any of us.
Yeah.
So they make the real fun. You know, we just set it up, and people come, and it's so. It makes me happy to see other people make like lifelong friends. You know,
Right.
and we've had many that have relationships that got started at going caching. Marriages, right.
Wow.
So it's been a fun thing, and those kinds of things will continue on. You know, going caching may end, but there's a lot of other. You guys, the Cache Fest has been. We are so proud of you guys, and if we helped inspire you a little bit along the way, you know, we're proud of that. And I have to say, you guys, you're the whole Geocache Talk network of your shows. You've every year you're our biggest cheerleader, and we appreciate that so much.
Oh yeah, we're fully on board.
Oh yeah.
Didn't somebody? I'm extending everything, Jesse. Didn't somebody? There's the two jewelry stores that are next door to each other, which boggles my mind. But didn't somebody? Did they propose, or they got their wedding ring during going caching? Both. Okay.
Yeah, at Ford, Giddings, and Kane. That jewelry store jumped on the chance to do anything with the geocachers, and we thought that was funny. Like, oh, a jewelry store, who's gonna, you know? But they have waters, they get snacks, they do special signs, they do a map for people
to
do
the map with the pins
where they've been, and it's their favorite weekend, like the entire year. It's hilarious to me how much they look forward to it as well. And it's cute that the geocachers have like stories about it.
Yeah.
In that jewelry store. See, it was memorable for you. You remembered it as well. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, Emily, there's the sweetest store in town. That one always comes to mind. There's a lot, but then the bakery too. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it really hit me when I walked in and I was like, there's a cookie here that's made that was for going caching. I'm like, it's there. I can buy it. In fact, I did buy it. I mean, it's like and I was like, I want the going caching cookie. Like, okay, no problem. Just, you know,
you don't see that very often. That's know the town is 100% adopted the event when you can find something like a pastry. You know, I mean,
it was incredible. Yeah. So, well, again, thank you so much. Send us any information. You know, as we sort of ramp up toward October. You know, send us the information. Jesse and I'll put it into the news, and we'll put it in there, and we'll pass that along. And again, we're on board with you guys getting able to get out and do other things. So looking forward to being at a mega together that isn't run by us or y'all. One day.
Yes.
One day we'll go to one and we'll get to hang out and we're like, isn't this great? Somebody else gets to worry about all this stuff. We just get to be there for the fun, you know?
That's right.
Somebody else can have the headache and, you know, it's a labor of love. Let's put it that way. So
it is a labor of love. I know, and I speak for all 30 some people on our crew.
Yeah.
That's why everybody does it, is for the love of geocaching, the love of our community. In geocaching, it's a very unique community, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's been great. All right, well, we'll see everybody down the road and get your plans in going caching 2024. So, all right, well, we'll see everybody next week, and again, be ready for get your costume ready and make it happen this year. So it'd be great. So, all right. That's it. We'll see everybody. Good night, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
May your finds be many and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.